What is up, people? Subscribe to my podcast, please, because let's be real, everybody hate working. And I want to say effort to the middleman and have a podcast and be successful because my job sucks, but life rules. So subscribe to my podcast. So what I want to talk about today on my podcast is this right here. The WWE is racist. And I know you hear that so much. I know you see that so much. I know you've been hearing that since the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s to now. I know I have most videos on my YouTube channel, aka Milton ENT. I'm sorry, no. My YouTube channel is The Real MJ 713. And my podcast is Milton ENT. Regardless, if you're listening to me, subscribe to me. Like, comment. Who cares? If you comment good, comment bad, who knows? Once I reach a certain amount of subscribers, I'll do a giveaway. I may give a giveaway of an Xbox gift card. So that's going to be my giveaway. I'm going to give away a $50 Xbox gift card. And comment your favorite video game or something on Xbox or PlayStation. Choose your system. Let me know what system you have. Comment your favorite video game. And I just select a random person that can win a prize. Deal? Deal. All right. So I'm going to tell you this. The reason why I feel like the WWE is racist is this. Look at this right now. Charlotte Flair is one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. And whenever Charlotte gets her way, she gets her way. But one thing about Charlotte Flair is Charlotte doesn't bury talent if they're black. Charlotte will bury a talent no matter what color you is. So I just had to throw that out there because I feel like Charlotte's going to win the Royal Rumble. And I feel like Charlotte is going to face Jade Cargill at SummerSlam. So I feel like they building up Charlotte versus Jade real soon. Or Charlotte, Jade, and Tiffany Stratton. Because them are the three best women wrestlers right now in wrestling. And next to Rhea Ripley. All right, so I just had to throw that out there. So look at Bianca Belair. Look at Naomi. And look at Jade Cargill. The moment I saw them three coming together, I said the WWE's going to break them up. The WWE's going to break them ladies up. And look what happened. Jade Cargill beat the dog shit out of Naomi. Naomi got her ass whooped like she was on a plantation talking back to Massa. She got her ass whooped. And the fans booed Naomi out the building, saying, nah, hey, goodbye. Let me tell you something about wrestling fans. A lot of wrestling fans are followers. They're like those people that go on social media, type some shit, and they type this. Nice try, Diddy. Nice try, Diddy. Nice try, Diddy. Nice try, Diddy on videos and shit. And it's annoying because they're followers. So it could be a wrestler you love so much, but then if they are boring to you or anything, you just give up on them. Now, people be getting mad at me and say wrestling ain't racist. It's racist. It is. You broke up these women and made all three of them women hate each other. Y'all gave up one of the most beloved factions in the world. Sorry. I lost my train of thought. Y'all buried the New Day and broke them up and made them hate each other. And fans hate fans hate Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston now. Big E's injured. They always shooting shots about Big E injured. Stone Cold came back into the ring when he was injured. Triple H came back to the ring when he was injured. Cody Rhodes came back to the ring when he's injured. And it's annoying. The New Day ain't gonna win no titles anytime soon. And the thing about the New Day is Xavier Woods is never going to be a mid-card champion or a main event champion. We will never in our life have a black man as a champion. And don't say NXT title because that's a developmental title. NXT isn't a third brand anymore like it was in 2019. But think about it. Every black talent has got buried. Speaking of 2019 NXT, do you remember when Keith Lee won a North American title and an NXT championship? Then a week or so later, he dropped the title. Then weeks later, he got into the main roster. Then he got fired or quit. And they buried him. They buried the fuck out of Keith Lee. They made him Keith Lee, Bearcat Lee. And they buried Keith Lee's career. But he was the first black NXT and North American champion that held both of the titles at the same time. Big E was the first ever black NXT champion and the first ever full-blood black man to hold a WWE title. Like black man, not Samoan, not mixed, first black guy. Then Kofi Kingston was the first African-American champion. Then Bobby Lashley was the second black man to hold a WWE title. I don't know. I think Big E's from somewhere. Regardless of the statistics or the race, who gives a shit? But it sucks, man. It sucks how wrestling does that. Speaking of Bobby Lashley and MVP was released from the company because Triple H didn't have shit to do. He didn't know what the fuck to do with him. Almost. Where the fuck is Almost? Almost Ukabupa? Where the fuck is that big ass motherfucker at? I ain't seen that motherfucker in a minute. He ain't on TV. Roy the Truth Killings. Super talented. A motherfucker that don't age. He has always been since 2011 or 2010. I don't know how long R-Truth been in the WWE. But since R-Truth returned from the WWE, he has been a fucking comedy gimmick. He ain't been a major champion in a while. R-Truth can literally be a world champion. I'm gonna tell you why I feel like R-Truth could be a world champion. Look him up in NWA days. Watch his videos. Watch the talents that R-Truth run Killings beat. But the moment that dude was K-Quick in the Attitude Era, I said, wow, this guy's a really good wrestler. He's super talented. I remember K-Quick and Road Dogg. And then I'm like, yeah, they're going to get buried. People backstage didn't like him. But R-Truth do make people laugh because he's naturally funny. R-Truth is a natural good rapper. But R-Truth making that money. R-Truth is making that money. Jonathan Coachman is going from the WWE. He's one of the greatest, backstage commentators of all time. When I think of backstage commentators, I think of him and Michael Cole and everything. And Jonathan Coachman really did good as a heel at being with Vince McMahon. Jonathan Coachman was very intelligent. He's gone. I mean, he ain't no fucking Jim Ross or Michael Cole or Pat McAfee or JBL or Booker T or Gorilla Monsoon or Jesse Ventura. All of those guys right there are already on a level of greatness of being the best commentators, color analysts of all time. Nobody can touch them. Even better, Samantha Irvine, one of the greatest, next to Gene Okerlund and Tony Chimel. I said it, next to Gene Okerlund and Tony Chimel is gone from the WWE. And she left because of mental health and racism. Ricochet is gone because they ain't had nothing to do with him. And they buried him. So what WWE does, and I'm gonna break this down for y'all, for you fucking marks that keep fucking with me, saying wrestling ain't racist. You can generate a really good superstar, put their ass to the moon, and you just give them a title or give them momentum, and then out of nowhere, it could be like a fucking egomaniac like John Cena or anybody, or Triple H, especially since him and Sean run the company, the two most racist pieces of shit in the world. Had him to scope out a person and be like, okay, they're good. Okay, fuck it, I don't like them anymore. I want to fire them or we're going to bury them. And then they go to AEW. And AEW may make them better, or AEW may make them worse, because as you see, we never had a first black AEW world champion. We haven't had many black AEW champions in a minute. But hey, whatever. To each his own. But I'm going to tell you another reason why I feel like wrestling is racist. ECW. WWE ECW. I remember it was a segment with Funaki or Yoshitatsu. I'm sorry. Yoshitatsu. And Yoshitatsu was being racist Yoshitatsu was racially discriminated against by Shelton Benjamin. Then I remember it was a segment on SmackDown where Jinder Mahal was being racist to Shinsuke Nakamura. Or how Muhammad Hassan was depicted as a terrorist due to this guy's race. So when people fuck with me about WWE being racist, I don't mean about just mainly African Americans, but it's racist all around. Chavo Guerrero was going to play a racist character called Curran White. And Curran White was going to say being white is the white way. They also had a segment on WWE where Vince McMahon kicked all the black people out of the ring. They also had a time where Teddy Long was literally, with Rodney Mack, had the white boy challenge, whooping white boy's ass. So, like I said, in general, the racism can be tied around so many elements. But the majority of the people that's being disrespected in WWE is always people that's black, people that's brown skinned, or people that's Asian, or Native American, or Hispanic. Y'all disrespect them. Crime Time was typical black people you probably see in the hood that's going to assume that's going to rob you. Fans loved it. Fans love Crime Time, but Crime Time ain't never won no titles. Never won no World Tag Team titles or WWE titles. Chavo Guerrero and Eddie Guerrero, Los Guerreros, one of the greatest tag teams back in the Ruthless Aggression era. Guess what? They were like Hispanic people that was robbing people, lying, cheating, and stealing. They was like thieving motherfuckers. Or Mexicals. When I saw Mexicals, I said, yeah, I'm done. Mexicals is like the people at Home Depot that the Hispanic people you gathered up at Home Depot that may cut your fucking grass. They capitalized on that. WWE did that. Mexicals was cool. Juventud, Psychosis, super crazy. Like, these guys are like ECW, WCW legends. You don't need to have a fucking gimmick for those guys because these guys are like really good luchadors. When you think of really good luchadors, you're going to think of Rey Mysterio Jr., Rey Mysterio Sr., Juventud, Psychosis, Super Crazy, Eddie Guerrero, Mil Mascaras. You're going to think of luchadors like that. You're going to think of luchadors like that. Pentagon Jr., Ray Phoenix Jr. You're going to think of that. Watch Lucha Underground. I remember when Lucha Underground was just much of nothing but luchadors. And then it turned around and made everybody name motherfucking mama a luchador. Luchador. Like, professional wrestling disrespect lucha culture. In lucha culture, you're not supposed to take off your mask. You're never supposed to take off your mask. But Rey Mysterio has had his mask taken off multiple times in matches. That's against the code. But when you're racist, you go all over the place and change rules and shit. That's probably just not racism. That's just ignorance. But every black talent right now in the WWE is getting buried right now. Or they're getting hate. They're on two categories. We're going to list it. Buried or hated. And buried can also mean being a comedy gimmick. Being a jobber, not being on TV. Hated can be literally hated. So let's do it right now. Let's scope off some people right now. I'm going to do this from my head because it's going to be pretty hard. Actually, let me pull up my trusty laptop right quick while we live. All right, fucking, I don't feel like logging on. So let's go on to the list. Bianca Belair. Hated. She's going to become hated real soon because fans are going to turn on her. Naomi's hated. Jade, I can't put her on a hated list just yet. But think about it for a second. Jade Cargill has always been hated by fans ever since she was at AEW because they said her career was moving too fast. But hey, bitch, Goldberg career moved fast too. So, yeah. R-Truth, buried. Apollo Crews, buried. The New Day, hated. Who else? Almost buried because we don't see him on TV. Obafemi, buried because when you think about it, I say Obafemi is buried because the NXT title isn't that relevant at all. Although NXT right now is the hottest product right now in the WWE, many mainstream fans don't watch NXT. So I'm going to say Obafemi's buried because once that dude go to the main roster, he's going to get buried. Let me see. Carmelo Hayes, buried. Dude has many chances to become United States champion and he isn't. You got Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan beefing. You're burying them because you're making them fight. But I don't know. Maybe my list can be wrong and right. Let me see who else is black in professional wrestling. And I'm going through all companies. So I said WWE, but I'm going to go all companies. Hurt Syndicate, hated by fans. Fans boo them. A lot of wrestling fans hate black people. And I know that myself because I'm into a lot of wrestling events. Let me see who else. Booker T. I can't say nothing much about him because Booker T got his own company doing his own thing. He rarely fucking be there. Although he works Tuesday nights on NXT. Let me see who else. Let's see. I said Kofi and Woods. I said Bianca. I said Naomi. I said, damn, man. I can't think of no other professional wrestlers that's black. I can't think of nobody else. I can even go above and beyond and just not include black wrestlers too. I could say buried is the LWO for sure because those guys are all Latino guys or got Latino elements to them. They're all buried. Rey Mysterio's buried. Dominic Mysterio is hated and buried. Notice how Dominic win matches and then lose matches and then people hate Dominic for some reason. But Dominic is a really good superstar, but the Judgment Day sucks. So, Dragon Lee, I haven't seen dude in a minute, so I'm gonna say he's buried. I can't think of no other black talents right now. But the moral of the story is a lot of talent in the WWE is either buried or hated, and that's mainly the black wrestlers. And many people. Hold up, y'all. Gonna make this easier. For me. All right, let's go to the website. I'm at the WWE website. I try to memorize it, but I can't right now. All right. I like the diversity we have with our champions. We have Gunther, Cody Rhodes, Io Sky, Braun Breaker, all these guys. All right. I'm going through the superstars list right now. Oh, Angelo Dawkins. I feel like Angelo for sure is buried because when you think of star power, you always think of Montez Ford. And when you think of the Street Profits, they up and down. They up and down with being good guys and bad guys. Ashante Adonis, buried. He doesn't do much in NXT. BFAF for sure she's buried. Like that woman loses a lot of matches. And I don't think she's going to be in the WWE soon. Bianca Belair, I already said she hated. Big E, he don't count because he's not active. Booker T don't count. Carmelo Hayes, I said something about him. I feel like I'm going to say all for somebody that I forgot major. Nope. Edges and FA. NXT gets buried. I'm really not. I don't see much of them. Let's see. Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend. I could definitely say they get buried because every time they been into a tag team match, they pretty much lose, especially when they try to win the title. Javon Evans. Javon Evans is one I don't know. So I kind of can't put him on my list of buried or hated because I don't know. Javon is him. Javon is a star. For him to have a match with Randy Orton shows that he's good, and he's really good in the ring. I really love Javon Evans. I don't know why I feel like I'm missing somebody major. Hold on, people. I'm still looking. Bear with me. I said Lash Legend. Malik Blade for sure buried. That sounds like a creative superstar name. Montez Ford, I'm still on the cusp of Montez Ford because I feel like fans hate Montez Ford. I feel like the people backstage hate him because the gimmick he has, he's never serious. He's never serious. Naomi, oh boy, I already said her. All right, hold up. I'm looking for black wrestlers and Hispanic wrestlers. R-Truth, I already said him. Santos Escobar, I feel like he's buried. He barely wins matches himself. Shane McMahon. Oh, he don't count. I didn't know he was still with the roster. All right. So, Tavion Heights for sure buried. That guy sucks. Like, he's not going to last long. Titus O'Neil for sure buried. Like, he's the ambassador of WWE, but if Titus O'Neil returns to the ring, he'll get buried. Trick Williams for sure is buried. They ruined his career by having him lose against the shittiest wrestler in NXT history. Eddie Thorpe fucking sucks. Tariq Ikwe, Tyson DuPont. Them boys right there gonna be something real good. I ain't gonna say buried or hated. They gonna be something real good. I can sell. Wesley, buried deep in the coffin. I knew when I looked at this list, somebody was going to spark my attention and make me say that. Wesley, a.k.a. Desmond Xavier, used to give so many banger matches with A.R. Fox and Leo Rush back in the independent days. Wesley, a.k.a. Desmond Xavier, was that guy in TNA with the Rascals. Wesley is a really good wrestler, but he ain't no guy that you can see as a bad guy. You can't take him serious. He's just a pretty boy. But overall, as a whole, WWE is going to end up getting rid of all black talent real soon. You're not going to see nobody black. And if you see the black talent soon, that black talent is just going to be just enhancement talent or jobbers. Because it just sucks that this company hates black people. Y'all break up all the black factions like the Hurt Business. Y'all break up Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I would rather the reverse unicorn be Jade be the heel, simply because Jade has been hated all her life since she stepped foot in the AEW and WWE. Make her a heel instead of making Bianca a heel or Naomi the heel. But Naomi was a sacrifice. And you knew when Naomi returned, her ass was going to get punished. You knew she was going to get punished. When that stupid idiot Sasha Banks made her quit. And Sasha Banks is the top star in AEW right now. And I can't stand the CEO, Mercedes Moné, or Sasha Banks. I couldn't stand her. She had an annoying voice. She sucks in the ring. So, when it comes to buried and hated, I for sure can say Sasha Banks is on that list of hated. But you knew when Naomi returned, she was going to get buried. Naomi's career is ruined. Naomi's career is ruined. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. This is what the WWE does. They elevate black talent and make them hate each other. And make two of them feud and make the other one look like shit. Similar to what they was going to do with Xavier Woods, Big E, and Kofi. Big E can never return in the ring. Xavier Woods and Kofi are good. But eventually, when Xavier Woods and Kofi break up, it's going to be something. Look what happened to Odyssey Jones. Odyssey Jones had alleged incidents with his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, saying he was beating her. Then come to find out it was a fucking lie. They released Odyssey Jones. But original plan was to have Odyssey Jones and Xavier Woods, the Odyssey Jones, and Kofi Kingston be a tag team and turn on Big E and Xavier Woods. Now, eventually, Kofi and Xavier are gonna split up. And it's not gonna be no more New Day, and these guys are gonna get buried. And Kofi, back then, could have had a really good singles career, especially with Randy Orton. But people backstage didn't want no African man doing it. and he got buried. I think Kofi got buried with his Jamaican accent. When Triple H said, "Don't you supposed to be Jamaican?" That right there was already a burial because we know Kofi ain't really Jamaican. But I know that Kofi and Xavier are going to end up turning on each other, and it's going to be separate careers. And both of their careers may be good, but then after a while, Kofi's going to get buried. Xavier's going to get buried. Simple as that. Same thing with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. Naomi ain't never recovering from this. It's nothing the WWE can do to make Naomi credible again. Naomi ain't never winning a women's championship at all. I keep saying we may not get a black champion. Jade Cargill may be the final nail on the coffin to be a major black champion. That's it. Other than that, we're not having no more other black people as champion. Nobody ain't gonna hold a U.S. title, Intercontinental title, WWE title. Only titles these black people go hold is the damn NXT championship, and that championship ain't even fucking relevant. But for Jade to be the star out of Naomi and Bianca is a good thing because Jade needs to shine. She needs to prove the haters wrong. But after a while, with Jade and Bianca and Naomi, that's going to die down and fans are going to not fall in love with them and they're going to be buried or hated. Same thing with Jada Parker and Kalani. People are going to, I don't know. But just professional wrestling as a whole, especially WWE, just is a fucking racist company. Like, share, and subscribe.